And, Coach, we are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Come on, set. 18 Gators. Hey, orbit.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Jones. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Buccaneers.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Double time, 4 down, check, 4 down. Hey, Charlie.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing on 2nd down. McSorley nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Here's McSorley now, 3rd and long. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
30 base. Jet bomber. Hey, Echo! Watch the ship! Watch the ship! Hey, watch the ship! Watch the ship!
Off of play action, it's McSorley. And he finds Howard complete. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16. First down, Tampa Bay.
First down, Buccaneers.
70, Indy. Hey, Haywood. Mike's 50. And pretty quiet.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my 50.
Second and 10, it's McSorley. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 15 yards on the play, first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Eluding the pressure right. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey. Mike 50. Recon, 132 fighter. Target. Quick dash. Go. Hey, team 6. Ready.
Now McSorley. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. Third and goal. McSorley sets to pass to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jackson on first down, and that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. But now it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Jackson to throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Taken in at the 11.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And, Charles, if the season ended today, it's not going to. We still have December left.
More football.
Jones hit, and the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Go. Hey, exit. Hey, go.
Looking to throw on 1st and 10. Here's McSorley. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
55 is mine, guys. 55. Oh, try. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant.
Jackson's pass complete to Martavis Bryant. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together to watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. Jackson's going to try to sneak. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
Good one, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
That's good for the Saints. First down.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. They go play action with Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Hey. You got 3. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down.
But, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a 3rd down attempt.
Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 49-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, McSorley. That's caught by Howard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 27, McSorley. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's McSorley to throw. He finds his target. It's Evans. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 yards there. First down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Yep. He's coming to you. Bravo.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Play action. It's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, that's how we do, D.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Looking long for Thomas. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Come off the ball. 49. Check 49. Check 49. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Throwing is McSorley. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Come on, set. 90, walk. Number 53. Go, go. Not today, Mark. Not today. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Rush in, rush in. Pilot, 64, reach. Jam, jam, jam. Check 43. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go, 18 Gator. I got you. 6'6", bullet high. No. Check 26, check 28. Orbit. Let's go.
They go play action now with McSorley. Looking downfield for Godwin. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check 99. Check 99.
On 1st down, Grant. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Jackson now down around his goal line. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. That'll be complete to Cook. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Line 55, line 55. Hey, here we go.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8. And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him. And that'll set him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Jackson will throw again. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know
trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it's McSorley. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On the ready. Hey, 50. 50's a mark. 50's a mark. Defense wins championships, baby. Hey, Charlie. Switch. Deuce. Hey, echo.
McSorley, 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Demario Davis able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. On 3rd down, it's McSorley. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And Gay knocks this one through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He gets it to Thomas. That's good for 28 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Matchbox lights. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Let's go.
Here's McSorley on 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. David Onyemata coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
It's 2nd down.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. McSorley sets to pass. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, D.
Jackson going to throw again. His throw incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Jackson now. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball. Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter if it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. And that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. McSorley airing this one out for Evans. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Off of play action, it's McSorley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lightning speed that time from the corner. Marshawn Lattimore getting the sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Undercrush. He's coming. General West. He's coming, General.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, exit. 53, Mike. What we got? Check. 53's Mike. Hey, Mike 7. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Here's McSorley now, 3rd and long. He completes it to Evans. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
3 buzz.
They go play action now. Jackson. Bryant has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw again is Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it to Jackson. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Shaquille Barrett. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Oh, spinning away. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 4 and it'll bring up 2nd down.
X3, 2-8, jump. Back.
38-yard line.
Kill. Check 50. Hey, Sam off.
From the 38, McSorley. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Slam. Topper. Check 53, Mike. Yeah. Guys. Let's go. Get it.
McSorley from the shotgun. And that is incomplete.
I know you feel that.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows a coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Here we go, here we go. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 6.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Mike 55.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus on the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Jackson now throwing on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking to throw on 2nd down. McSorley. And Brait, the tight end's got it. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Here's McSorley to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Throwing is McSorley. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson, the former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Now Jackson. And that will be incomplete. It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. On 4th down, Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot.
Quit talking about it and bring it. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Go, go.
Looking to throw on 1st and 10. Here's McSorley. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
64, weak.
This is Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. They'll run it with Jones. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the night as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah,
and a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Check 37. Check 37. Why? Get wide. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Kill.
Another try after the first down sack. Jackson escaping the pressure. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Shaquille Barrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Watch the boot. Hey. Watch 24 in orbit. Bang.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to let it fly. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
You must be dreaming. Safe. Check 3. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Heavy. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hustle, hustle. Hey, check Mike, check Mike. Ready. Ready. Let's go, team. Ready.
Here's Jackson throwing on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Now Jones. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10
Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. To throw is Jackson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. I got one. Mike, 55. Off. Check.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Thomas, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
Buccaneers 44, Saints 7.